Alright, well, whatever. $8 hours. Man, I've really slacked. I probably could do this in like 6. Alright, here we go.
With the start of this year's Kyoto Summit just 3 hours away, the delegates from the participating countries are beginning to arrive at the conference center. A major poll of domestic and international opinion, carried out just last week, shows that the vast majority of respondents favor a complete quarantine of Neo Kobe as a means to combat the risk of the Snatcher menace.
Now that the Chief's death has been confirmed, it won't be long before they strip us of our Junker authorization.
They will be deciding how to handle Neo Kobe at the summit in just 3 hours.
There are rumors that they're going to use nukes on the city to make sure the Snatchers are wiped out.
Gotta nuke it from orbit.
That's ridiculous. Come on, this is the 21st century.
That may not be as improbable as it seems. The world's leaders are extremely concerned about the Snatcher problem.
The Chief was going to calm this hysteria in his speech at the summit, but that'll never happen now.
3 months ago, government pressure on Junker operations increased dramatically. Gillian's transfer here was really our last chance.
Our own chief was snatched. It's not too surprising they don't want to trust us anymore.
I've heard that the Army and FBI are going to take over operations now.
That's correct. That too will be officially decided in 3 hours' time.
3 hours, eh? Is there any way we can find their hideout in that time?
If we don't, we and everybody else in this city are finished.
As far as they're concerned, we're just like a cancerous tumor that has to be cut
Not a
out.
tumor.
We have to hit the Snatchers' headquarters before then.
Gillian, can you do it?
If we only knew where it was, I should be able to manage something.
Hitting their outposts like Queen's Hospital won't do any good. We have to find their main nerve center.
What about the memory of that snatcher who was impersonating the chief?
Just like the others, it was completely blanked. It's a form of self-destruct mechanism that they use.
Wait a minute. Mental. What about tracing that video phone call from Jamie?
It was no good. The call didn't last long enough. Still, it definitely did come from within the city.
Damn. Where are they hiding?
Gillian, can't you remember anything at all? Didn't Jamie say something that implied you were somehow connected to the Snatchers?
Nothing. I can't remember a damn thing. Metal, I want you to tell me everything you know about me. Why was I sent to Junker headquarters? Where did I come from?
Gillian...
Metal, the chief's dead. Tell me everything you know about me.
Well, you see...
Metal!
All right. With the chief gone, you are the highest-ranking officer here.
You knew all along?
Of course.
Where were we rescued from?
3 years ago, you and Jamie were taken into protective custody in the Siberian Neutral Zone by the 17th Siberian Investigative Force. More precisely, you were discovered in cryogenic sleep pods in an underground bunker near Moscow.
Cryogenic sleep pods? You mean they were frozen?
This is a photograph of the bunker. There is no record of when you were placed there. In addition, the third pod was empty at the time you were discovered.
There were 3 pods?
There were 3.
You were
What's up, Gray
revived
Fox?
and taken into custody by the Army. Apparently, as a result of the extended sleep, both of you suffered from complete amnesia. However, another theory suggests your memories may have been intentionally erased. This is the only piece of evidence found at the site.
That's Harry's picture, from when he was a kid.
That's correct. Harry is Gillian and Jamie's son. It's been confirmed by DNA tests.
Harry? Harry was my son?
Using the information gained from the photo, it was established that you are Gillian Seed, and your wife, Jamie Lorraine. Both of you are American citizens, born in the late 1960s.
The 1960s?
In addition, both of you vanished without a trace in 1989. There is no other information available about you after that.
1989?
Yes, you come from a world that's been gone for 50 years.
But what does that have to do with the Snatchers?
When the 17th Special Investigative Force was bringing the two of you out, there was an accident. Though the two of you were all right, most of the 17th was killed. One of them was a Snatcher. Of course, before their departure, they all underwent thorough examinations. So, if one of them was snatched...
It had to be somewhere in Siberia, right?
That's correct. And in order to attempt to determine the origin of the Snatcher, as well as your true identities, you were assigned to Junker headquarters. The hope was that exposure to the Snatchers would help you regain your memories.
Moscow? 50 years ago?
Almost everyone who was in Moscow at the time was killed in the catastrophe.
So Gillian and Jamie are the only living witnesses?
Harry was my son. Did he know?
No, it was highly classified information. He was never
Of course.
I was never able to do
Never
anything
took
for
him to the
him.
park. Never played baseball with him.
Wait a minute, Gillian. Didn't Jamie say something about taking a boy hostage?
That's right. They must know about Harry and are using him to threaten her.
We have to find their headquarters quickly.
We've only got 3 hours.
Gillian, let's think this all through again. We may get some kind of a hint out of it.
You're right. There may be some clue in the way they're operating.
All right, let's go over what we know about them.
Alright, okay. What's up, Gray Fox? Drizzle some AM. How does Kojima hate Russia? Probably a lot. He always seems to make him the bad guy. First of all, what's the Snatcher's weak point? I don't know. Their head? Let me think about this and, like, just do this one animation. The more, like, try to do that. Try to do what Gillian's doing and realize how uncomfortable it is. Oh, no, wait, is it this hand? It's still weird. Okay, infrared rays. Yeah, I played this game forever and I don't know anything about it. It's ultraviolet and colds. This is the Snatcher's weak point. That's correct. It's like they quiz me. Their weak point is their defective artificial skin. Long-term exposure to ultraviolet rays causes mutations in the melanocytes in the stratum blah 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 blah. Yeah, they get cancer. Specifically, long ultraviolet rays in the 250 to 350 nanometer range is responsible for causing the cancer. That's right. And that's the reason that they are so limited as to when they can be out. They mostly come at night. They only come out at night in the middle of the winter and wear sunscreen even then. That's the method that Gene used to figure out what the Snatchers were up to. How ironic, it turns out that the destruction of the ozone layer actually had a benefit for us humans. You know what this game needs? It needs about a 5-minute talk about nuclear dissimulation with, like, telling me about Muff. Okay, here we go. That's right. Now, what method were they using to move and be able to avoid ultraviolet rays and sunlight at the time? Oh, gee, I don't know. They were using black taxis? No, they were using the underpass. This is the method of movement that the Snatchers were using. That's right. They were using the abandoned tunnels of the old tube liner system to get from place to place. That's how they were able to move around without being noticed. Nilsson's apartment, the old factory, Queen's Hospital, all their hideouts were connected by the tube liner. So maybe there is a tunnel under their main base as well. There's a good chance of that. I gotta try to make him sound like Inspector Gadget, but I don't do a good Inspector Gadget. Metal Gear. Next, what phenomenon was always observed at any location where Snatchers appeared, including the underground tunnels? The 2 hours of glorified that. Oh, I was thinking more about the original Metal Gear Solid where Otacon has this long speech with Snake about nuclear deterrence. Or maybe it's that one chick, I forget. Oh no, it's Otacon because you see stuff. What is this crap? Cough, yawn, sneeze. This is the phenomenon you're talking about? That's right. And what was the cause of the sneezing? Snow 9. This is the reason for the sneezing. You're correct. The sneezing was caused by the presence of the allergen Snow 9. Snow 9 is an artificial form of pollen developed by the military, and its presence is limited to certain regions. Oh, God. They were using it to interfere with radio transmissions to keep people away. They probably were producing it intentionally themselves. The only regions of the city where Snow 9 is still present are the areas around the Ina River. It has been cleared out of other areas because of the danger it presents. Why the hell isn't it cleared out all over the place? So that means that their base must be somewhere near the Ina River, right? That is a fair conclusion. They are probably somewhere near the Ina River, protected by the Snow 9. Accessible to the tube liner and near the Ina River. And we must not forget that the 3 photographs that we found the Snatchers with, all of them were related to the Soviet Union before the catastrophe. The map on the wall of Nielsen's apartment. The picture of the temple in the director's office at Queen's Hospital. The photo of Red Square hidden in the chief's office. Why do Snatchers keep pictures and memorabilia like this? Maybe they're homesick. Maybe that's where they came from. Homesick? Get serious, Mika. They're robots, you know. Well, someone's driving a truck out there. All right, middle gear. Let's analyze this a little closer. What city is really related to all 3 of these pictures? Gee, I don't know. It looks like New York to me, man. That's clearly New York. Russia's a city. This is a city they have in common. That's correct. It's Moscow. Moscow must be where they come from. That must be the basis of their programming. You might be right. Just as people have a hometown that is dear to them, their creators may have put a hometown into their programming. They use very advanced artificial intelligence systems, so they may have needed something like that to maintain their emotional balance. Really? I thought that their AI is just fuzzy logic, just random numbers. Yeah, they were born out of nothing, but they need to give them some kind of image as an emotional base. So Moscow is their creator and their home. And the place that they found Jamie and I. Oh, this is new music.
In other words, this homing instinct thing of theirs has led them to set up their headquarters in some place that reminds them of home, or their creator.
What part of this city is like Moscow?
Moscow's really cold, right? They get a lot of snow, don't they?
Snow?
No snow has been recorded in Neo-Kobe in several years.
Well, then that's not it.
Wait, what about that pollen? That crystal bioengineered stuff, Snow 9.
Now that you mention it, wasn't it snowing on Jamie's video phone call?
That's right. Their hideout has to be somewhere close to the Ina River.
The Ina River flows for miles around here, Gillian. We could never search it all in time.
Gillian, let's look at a map of the areas investigated so far.
Uh-huh.
This is an enlarged view of the southwest portion of the city around the Ina River. This blue area is that in which Snow 9 is present. Now I'll superimpose a chart of the abandoned tube liner tunnels. From this we can establish those areas with Snow 9, which are accessible by subway tunnel.
Damn. Nice try, but it's still too large. We could never cover it in 3 hours.
I'll go to Alton Plaza.
Don't give up so fast, Gillian. What about that image of home thing we were talking about? Maybe there's some kind of geographic similarity. Maybe the same view can be seen or something.
I'll display a map of Moscow alongside.
What's this?
Look, the rivers are exactly the same shape.
This is the Moscow River over here.
It looks like we're on the right track, Metal. Show us the location that Jamie and I were picked up from.
All right, right here.
Metal, before the catastrophe, what was at this location?
The headquarters for the entire Soviet Union, the Kremlin.
The Kremlin? That Snatcher said something about taking Jamie to their Kremlin.
Metal, what spot in Neo-Kobe would match up with the location
It's
of
a
Moscow's
McDonald's.
Kremlin?
Calculating. This is the spot. It's presently occupied by an old church. It's rather large, but reports indicate it's been abandoned for nearly 20 years.
And it's right in the middle of the Snow 9 and subway area.
That's it! That's their headquarters, their new Kremlin.
Gillian, let's go!
Wait, Gillian.
Yeah? No.
I want to go with you.
Sorry, Mika.
Hey, I'm a junker too, you know.
I know, and you're a great one at that.
So take me with you then.
You head to the summit to warn the delegates. They haven't given up, you know.
The summit's in Kyoto. I'm not going to be the only one to run.
You've got to convince them not to use nukes on Neo Kobe.
We found their hideout. There's no need now to sink the whole island.
Yes, but...
It's a tough job. Can you do it?
Okay, Gillian. I'll do what I can.
Thanks. Thank you, Mika.
Don't say it, okay?
Let's go, Gillian!
Gillian?
Yes? What's wrong?
How about dinner sometime?
Dinner?
Yeah, you know.
No, I'm married. I'm
dinner.
sorry.
Hmm.
No.
Mika.
Not interested. I thought it would be nice, you know, to kick back, relax. It's Christmas after all.
Christmas, huh? I'll be back by then.
Gillian, we have to hurry.
That's a promise, right? I heard you.
Yeah. Okay. But I gotta go to church first.
Well, I do
I'll see
police
you
stuff?
soon,
Maybe.
then.
Okay, Metal. Let's go.
I just don't want to talk while they're like talking. That's the only reason why I'm not saying anything. All right, I'm surprised Kojima doesn't have any Tom Clancy references anywhere. Oh, I gotta inspect this vehicle. I think like Kojima has his own like crazy universe thing going, and if I do police knots, I want to do it on like hardware. I don't want to emulate it. And basically, the only way I can do that is with my PlayStation 1 because I have a special PlayStation 1. It'll play burnt disc, so I can burn the translation onto a disc and play it there. But it's not RGB, so maybe like try to like mod chip my PS2 and then I can play Police Knots. There's nothing there. Let's look at it. Also, like, I'm not too confident in my PS1. You know, you're doing the dishes, okay. Because like my PS1, what would really scare me about it is if I play like half the game. And then, like, my CD drive decides to die, because sometimes it doesn't load. And it does that with, like, normal games, too. It's not just the burnt ones, so it's clearly, like, a problem. Inner turbo cycle. Investigate. But, yeah, I could just use, like, an emulator, but I see... Where's the fun in that? The problem with that translation, even with the fan translation, is that the text is translated, but all the dialogue is still in Japanese. And I don't know if they added subtitles. So if there's like a cutscene or something with lots of dialogue and no subtitles, then we're pretty much just left out. So I'm not too familiar with the English. You completely understand? Yeah.
I've input the map data on the Kremlin's locations. Lift off.
That's the only reason I haven't played it, really, is I can't figure out a way to, like, reliably get it to run.
Flight configuration. Now gaining altitude.
Jamie, please be safe.
Gillian, please keep in mind that we're working with a strict time limit.
A 50-year debt in 3 hours.
I wonder if this time limit's real. Oh,
Snow!
crap.
Snow 9, to be specific. We've entered the Snow 9 region. Please put on your breathing filter. Direct inhalation is dangerous.
All right.
Radio transmissions will also be impossible from this point on. Understood? Now descending. Conversion to hover configuration complete. Gillian, we've arrived.
Right. Let's exit turbo cycle. Arrived at the church. Wow. Now I know they called it... No, wait. Now I know why they call it their Kremlin. Hey, well, you know the deal. Look at everything. Building. Look at the building. It's a very old church. It bears quite a resemblance to St. Basil's Cathedral. No doubt they thought the same thing. Investigate. Wait, no, I gotta look at everything. Look at the snow. It appears to be snow, but it's actually Snow 9. Try to avoid inhaling any of it directly. Okay. Area. It's surrounded by a large grove of tall cedar trees. Oh god, cedar. That's worse than Snow 9. This is likely to keep just about anybody away. Given the season, a few Christmas lights would really liven up the scene. Investigate. Building. Building is about 50 years old, but appears very well maintained. So where's the entrance? On the front side of the building. Duh. Snow. This is definitely Snow 9. Okay. Area? A sensor scan reveals that a tube liner tunnel passes directly underneath this area. Well, that's no surprise. Looks like we've got the right place. Keep looking. Area? No, wait. No, I gotta investigate. Crap. Surround and conceal the church from all but aerial surveillance. Picking up any large movement signals. Alright. Listen? The only sound is that of the wind. Oh. So Sniper Wolf's out there. Hold on, let me save. Yes, that's... Alright, I'll save everything that's happened up until now. Which file number would you like to save to? Okay, that one. Yes, it's okay to overwrite.
All right, now opening the door.
What's wrong? Won't open?
I've scanned it, and it's not locked. It is probably rusted into place.
Not surprising. After all, our friends always go in and out through the basement.
They like the back way. In
Let's
through the
push
back
it
door,
together.
if you know what I mean.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
That got it.
What's this? A purple church? Appear to be some kind of... Man, I really like the sound in this game. They do a lot of, like, neat things. It appear to be some kind of chapel for the Snatchers. A Snatcher church? Are you telling me those things pray? To whom? No doubt to their creator. That portrait on the wall is probably a representation of him. Oh, he looks like an ass. Alright, let's look at him. This person is no doubt the one the Snatchers worship as their creator. Yeah, I'd kick his ass. This guy. Isn't that random? One moment. I'll compare the picture with my data on random. While the facial bone structure of the individual in the portrait is nearly identical to that of random, a positive identification is impossible as the picture is not a photograph. That just looks too much like him to be a coincidence. Random created the Snatchers. Of course. Of course, I should have seen it. Chairs. These are chairs for worshippers of the chapel, no doubt. No doubt. Area. Everything is nice and orderly. It's as if the pre-collapsed Soviet Union has been recreated here. Yes, in its entirety. Investigate. The portrait? Something is written on the painting. The creator, Modnar. Modnar? It's random spelled backwards. It's random spelled backwards. So this is Professor Modnar. The one the Snatcher was talking about, eh? What a coincidence that 50 years later we'd all be in the same city, haven't aged at all, fighting Snatchers. It appears to be a portrait of that person. Chair. There are a number of scratches on the surface. They were almost certainly caused by the Snatchers. You're right, they scratch everything up. They can't use chairs. They're so sophisticated. It's all very organized, almost inhumanly so. There's another room further back. No human being could organize a room like this. Motion detector. I'm not showing anything out of the ordinary, so have they already left for the summit? Listen, yeah, it sounds like someone's knocking on a door. Just us in the wind, that's all I can hear. Alright. Now moving into the back room. Poisonous and should avoid con. Oh man, what could be behind here? Snatchers. Lots of snatchers. Snatchers? Look at them all. I mean, just look at them. I'm not picking up any energy readings. They're all deactivated in some kind of suspension mode. So this is their warehouse, eh? There must be a few hundred of them there. They continue all the way back. Still, this doesn't look like a factory to me. Well, so are they manufactured and then like sent here? These are endostructures which have yet to have the artificial skin installed. The bone sizing device and skull slits all still set to the smallest sizes. So that's how they like change their skull shape to look like people. So their victims haven't been chosen yet. They're all just waiting their turn. There seem to be a number of containers stacked up in the back of the room. Containers? What about the size of these containers? The volume of these containers would be just perfect for shipping one of these snatchers. This is no doubt how they got here. Oh, we just gotta look at the shipping address and then we got them. We return to sender. Snatcher problem solved. Snatcher. None of these snatchers appear damaged. All they need is their energy packs. The gender units have not been installed, however. Oh, what are the gender units? Are they just like... Let me look here. Area. I do not see any tools or equipment for maintaining anything in the area. This room would appear to be just a storage area. Container. There's some kind of label here. It says Konami. No, I'm just kidding. 23rd Siberian Investigative Force. What? Siberian Investigative Force. It would appear that these snatchers were brought to Neo Kobe from the Siberian Neutral Zone. It seems that the investigative forces have been responsible for shipping the snatchers, so they've been turned into snatchers, basically. Yep, in other words, the investigative forces have been snatched, just like when they found us. So they were snatched like long before all of that. They were just stuck in Siberia because of the weather. I see, so the Siberian investigative forces bring the snatchers out of Siberia and into storage here. I think you're right, Metal. And then the snatchers just wait here in storage to be reactivated and adjusted after their victims are selected. A rather efficient system. I wonder where the actual snatching takes place. The back part of this room may hold the answer to that question. The other question is, did that mean Random was a snatcher, or was Random actually the doctor? And he's like Gillian, didn't know anything. We did that. Well, I might as well. Not showing anything out of the ordinary. Listen. Perfectly quiet. Well, we can just go back. You know, are you ready, Gillian? Now heading for the room further back. Maybe I should have saved. Oh well. Oh no, it's a Spinal Tap concert. The Snatcher's culturing room. The mechanism is operating. Okay. Let's look at the cylinder. Gillian, there are Snatchers with their artificial skin already installed here. Right. It's a good thing those bubbles are covering up that guy's junk. Alright, snatch process.
This is where they fuse the artificial skin onto the Snatcher's endostructure. First, they adjust the size of the still skinless Snatcher to the size of the individual who is to be snatched. The Snatcher's overall shape and size can be adjusted by expansion or contraction of sizing rods. Their sex is controlled by gender units, which are installed at this point. Then, the face is modified to match the intended victim by adjusting the size of the upper and lower jaw, cheekbones, temporal bones, and tooth alignment.
Just like Gibson said, that means there are limits to the size of the people that they can snatch.
That's right. The limits of the mechanism mean that they can't snatch children, the elderly, or people who are very tall or heavy. And this is where the artificial muscles attach.
Is it organic?
No, it appears to be coated with a type of plastic gel capable of mechanical response. Like human muscles, it creates mechanical energy through chemical reactions. And this is where the artificial skin is attached. In order to prevent the synthetic cells, developed using biotechnological protein design techniques, from rejecting the inorganic material below, they attach it gradually over a number of days.
And this is the stuff that gets cancer if they stay out in the sun too long.
Finally, they attach body and scalp hair. The process involves transplant of synthetic hair follicles as well, so the hair will grow back if it's lost.
What about scars or birthmarks?
It would appear that they make those adjustments at this point in the process, as they would for wrinkles to simulate age.
Like, can't they just get rid of their skin once it becomes cancerous? Like, are they stuck with it? Can't they just cultivate more skin? I guess that might take too long. Let's investigate. Cylinder? Are used to culture the Snatcher's artificial skin. Endostructures are submerged within them. Gotcha, okay. Oh, I never got rid of the borders. Hold on. There we go. Okay. It always defaults with borders. I don't know why. Ceiling. It appears the weak ultraviolet rays are being projected from above. Okay. This is really advanced. Way beyond anything we saw at Queen's Hospital. That was just their maintenance facility. This is where they're basically made. Area. The whole area is protected as a clean room. There is a door at the far end of the room. Area door. It's locked, but I should be able to open it from this side. Well, okay. Terminal. The power is on. Look at this, Skillian. The data of the people to be snatched is all being neatly processed.
So this is where the whole thing begins. The endostructures arrive here from the Kremlin. Then they convert them into copies of their victims. And finally, they head out into the city using the old subway system.
With artificial skin maintenance being handled at Queen's Hospital.
But who's behind all this?
Gillian, look at this. There are some finished snatchers over here.
Get a load of this. The U.S. President, the Prime Ministers of Japan, and the U.K.
Gillian, you're in here too.
Figures. They were looking to snatch every VIP at the summit.
And the last junker, you. It definitely looks like they plan on moving out beyond Neo-Kobe.
If they were to snatch every major world leader, they'd practically be able to control the planet. Still, that's odd. With their flawed skin, pulling something off like that would really be difficult.
Chin said they had found the key to developing a perfect artificial skin. Maybe they've already produced it.
No idea. But the number of snatchers here makes it clear that they're up to something new.
Gillian, this is definitely their nest. We should destroy everything.
Not yet. Not until we found Jamie. Metal, how much time do we have left?
The summit should have begun by now. We don't have much time. And once our legal privileges are suspended, I won't be able to help. In fact, I'll be forced to restrain you.
I know. If the military wants to avoid nukes and goes for a surgical strike on this facility, what would they likely use?
Probably a phased particle beam from one of the attack satellites.
A phased particle beam, huh? That'll wipe this complex right off the map.
Everything, including the soil, will simply evaporate. The attack will leave just a large crater.
Metal, can you convince them to give me another hour? Even 30 minutes will help.
Understood. I'll try my best.
And I'll try to find and rescue Jamie in that time.
I can't transmit here due to interference from the Snow 9. I'll have to leave the area and then send the message.
All right. Do it, Metal.
Gillian, don't forget. 30 minutes. You must get out before then.
I can't save now.
I
I
understand.
lost metal.
Gillian, I'm sorry I couldn't help you better.
Don't worry about it. I'll be able to move faster by myself anyway. 30 minutes
Oh god,
should be
I have
plenty.
30 minutes.
Go, Metal.
Yes, sir. Don't forget.
Oh yes,
30 minutes.
I understand. And I wish this game was referenced later, Metal Gear. It kind of is, but like this game takes place after Metal Gear.
30 minutes? Oh, this is gonna be tight. That room's the only place left to check. Let's take a look.
Okay, well, I gotta look at everything, and I gotta investigate stuff, then I gotta smell some things, and I gotta talk about my feelings. Oh my god, there's much faster! What the heck is this? What the... Oh, you know what sucks is I can't save! There's gonna be a bunch of this stuff, isn't it? god! Oh no! The gun jams sometimes.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that. They almost got me. All right, let's open the next door.
It's purple. Another purple door, why?
Doesn't look like there's anything here.
Ah!
Ah! Jeez, these guys are tough. Of course, I didn't exactly expect them to welcome me with open arms. Okay, let's try this next door. Jamie, are you all right?
Gillian, you came for me.
Are you hurt?
No, they won't lay a finger on me. Not until the new artificial skin is completed anyway.
Artificial skin research? You?
Gillian, I've got my memory back. All of it.
What happened? Tell me, Jamie.
They said they'd kill him. They said they'd kill Harry. They forced me. I had to help them with the skin development. They said I had to help them because the professor was ill. Wasn't getting any better. Gillian, the engineer Harry, he's our son. He's been living on his own now for 50 years.
Jamie, I'm afraid that Harry's...
There was nothing I could do. They forced me. But I can't do it anymore.
Jamie!
The professor, he just died.